Hey, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to our Tuesday night live broadcast, whether you are on live with us and it's Tuesday night or whether you're watching the recording. A big welcome. And if this is your first time here, hopefully you'll get some information tonight that'll prove valuable and dive into some of the archives, some of the videos that we have here on the channel. There is literally hundreds of videos where we talk about weight loss success, weight loss tips, strategies, and all of that. So anyway, and if you're somebody who likes watching other people succeed, if you're somebody who loves to be inspired and watch people overcome, I would love to invite you back tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every single Wednesday, in fact, at 12:30, we have a premiere of our weight loss show called The Biggest Transformation, where we have a cast of real life, real people who have dedicated 3 months of their life to changing habits, overcoming instead of being overcome. They weigh in live, and anyway, all the things are in those episodes every single week right here on the channel. So we'd love to see you back tomorrow, Wednesday at 12:30 to join us on The Biggest Transformation. And if you love to binge watch things, I will link the playlist below so that you can binge watch season 1. And we're right now in the middle of season 2. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into what we're here to talk about tonight. So what we're going to talk about tonight are the 10 things that I guess surprised me about losing 161 pounds. The 10 things that were like, wait, what? Like, I guess I didn't know that, or I didn't know that was going to happen, or, And so there are actually a lot of them, and I still discover them. Like, I've been my size. I started off at a size 22, and within 13 months, I lost 161 pounds, going from a size 22 down to a size 2. And now we're like, 7 years later, and there's still things sometimes that I'm like, wow, like just a couple months ago, riding a horse for the first time, like, totally forgot the fact that I love to ride horses. So I say all that to say, I'm still discovering things about this new body, this new size, this new life. But these were like the ones that really kind of shocked me the most, and that I probably get asked about the most. So let's go ahead and dive into these. All right, number 1, this one shocked me a lot, like a lot, is that my taste buds would change. That my taste buds would change. I'm saying that slow because I know there's some of you on here that are just like I used to be, and you are fluffy and you believe, like, listen, okay, let me just go here first. So I was fluffy because I liked fatty food. I liked cheesecake. I liked McDonald's. I liked, cinnamon rolls. I liked Cinnabon. I liked Taco Bell and fourth meal. I liked all of those things. I was not one of those overweight people that was like, I just love lettuce and avocado and I don't know why I eat all healthy and I'm overweight. That was not me. I know there are some people that are overweight that love healthy food and they don't really love refined sugar and going through the drive-thru, but in my experience, that's not the most of us. However, I really didn't ever, I was that person that, I can remember a friend that I used to have, I'd be like, oh, I'm just so hungry. She's like, you want an apple? And I'm like, no, thanks. Because to me, if I wanted a snack, I wasn't talking about an apple. And if I had to eat an apple for a snack, well, I'll just skip the snack and wait till I can get something else. Like, no, I don't want this. I don't want the apple. I don't want the carrots. I don't want the celery. Like, no, that's not a snack. That's like, whatever. No. And that was just really, I never craved healthy food. I never came home after a hard day and was like, where's the carrots, honey? Like, no, like ever, never, what? No. And so coming from that place in life, you can imagine that I just thought that's how I was. I thought these were my taste buds. This is my preferences. And this is what I like. I didn't like yogurt, any kind of it. And I just thought that those were my taste buds. And so when I would see people eating healthy food, and I would see people snacking on fruit and vegetables, and I would see people making dips and marinades out of Greek yogurt, I was like, ugh, I just cannot eat that stuff. And so imagine my surprise when I actually started eating healthy and I got to the point where I really didn't care what I needed to eat. Me actually getting healthy and losing the weight was more important than my taste buds. And I started eating healthy. Imagine my surprise when I actually liked Greek yogurt. No way. Imagine my surprise when the first time I actually craved a cucumber. Imagine my surprise when I got excited for my apple in the morning with cinnamon on it. Like, it was the craziest thing. Imagine my surprise when I went to Del Taco. I am a former, cheese was its own, I don't know, cheese for me was its own, food group. There was dairy, there was meat, there was grain, there was cheese. It was just cheese. We had a love affair. I had a love affair with cheese. And so, imagine my surprise when I go to Del Taco and they heap the cheese on the taco. And here I am taking some of the cheese off because it's too much cheese. Isn't that crazy? In fact, I cannot tell you the last time I snacked on cheese. I used to snack on cheese daily. And so I say all that to say, nobody told me, people just said, here's what you need to eat to lose weight. Nobody actually explained to me that through the process of losing weight, if I ate the right foods, that my taste buds would change. Nobody actually explained to me that my taste buds had been conditioned to like what they like. My taste buds had been programmed to like what it likes. And then if I conditioned it in a different way and I programmed it in a different way, I could actually have different likes and different preferences and different dislikes. I never understood that. I just thought, here's what I like, here's what I don't like. Period, end of story. So I started learning this. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to see how this works with my kids. I'm not going to buy all those processed foods for them. I'm not going to introduce them to all the chicken nuggets and all the whatevers when they're little. I'm just going to introduce them to a well-balanced diet. And they're not picky eaters at all. I can't even tell you any foods my kids don't like. There's certain things they like over other things, but they eat sushi, they eat fish, they eat steaks, medium rare. They eat mushrooms and onions and peppers and carrots and peas and broccoli and cauliflower and chicken and they eat all the things because I had this revelation when they were tiny and it was wow, let me kind of test this out and see how it works. And it was the same thing on them. Now, sure, do they like a cheeseburger and pizza and chicken nuggets? Yes, they do, but they also like all the other things as well. So your taste buds, if you're starting a weight loss journey or if you're in the place where you're I just don't like those healthy things, your taste buds can and will change. Your taste buds, you like what you like because you've programmed them to like those things. Number 2, that I could actually, I'm just going to start off bam, bam with a couple of my big ones, that I could actually learn to love fitness. I could actually love working out. Again, hear me. So often, the way I lost the weight was I combined nutrition with fitness. I married the two together. And that's how I lost weight. I didn't do anything extreme. I didn't cut out any food groups. I didn't spend hours a day in the gym. I didn't get surgery. I didn't do a detox or a cleanse or any of that nonsense, which most of those are nonsense. Don't even get me started on that. I need to do a video on that. If you want to hear me do a video on colon detoxes, colon cleanses, all those things, let me know in the comments. You might not want me to do a video on them. Anyway, let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see us do a video on. But my point is, I didn't do anything crazy to lose weight. I combined nutrition with fitness, and that's how I lost the weight. All right. And so I didn't start doing that because I liked working out. I actually wanted to punch those people that were oh, come on, honey. You're going to work out away from a good mood. If you work out, you'll be happy. And you'll have all these endorphins and I just wanted to punch those chicks. I was back away, step away, honey. I don't need your freaking endorphins. I don't got time to work out. I'm busy. Can't you see? And so I didn't like working out. I was 288 pounds when I jumped, everything jiggled, and it just didn't make me feel very good. Plus I couldn't do half the moves and it just was not a pretty sight. All right. I didn't want to go to the gym and be judged. So I started working out, not because I loved it, because I wanted the result. I'm also not blind. And I could also see that the people that did fitness while they were losing weight looked better than those that don't. They looked younger, they had less sagging skin, they did have more energy, their skin was nicer, their hair was typically better, and call me vain, whatever you want to call it, I wanted better results at the end of my weight loss journey. So that's how I started working out. And I did it 6 days a week for 13 months. And I'm going to say 11 of those months, I loathed it. I despised it. I cussed at it. I counted down until I was done. It wasn't until about the 11th month where something just flipped. Something clicked. It was like someone flipped the switch. And all of a sudden, I started looking forward to it. If I didn't do it, I missed it. I was proud of it. It was and I can remember the day I realized that. I was so stunned. I remember sitting there and I was like, who am I? What have I become? Who are you? And what did you do with Carmen? Seriously. But, I believe people either like to work out or people didn't. Just like you either liked healthy food or you didn't. It wasn't but again, we programmed ourselves or been programmed by who we hang around or the influences we have for our likes and our dislikes. And so if we start hanging around different people and doing different things, we can change our likes. And some of the things we think we dislike can actually become some of the things we like. All right. Number 3, skinny fit people actually do eat cheeseburgers. I know, shocking. So again, coming from morbidly obese, coming from fluffy land, coming from 288 pounds, coming from somebody who had tried and failed so many times to lose weight, I really thought that if I lost the weight, I was going to starve myself. And if I ever wanted to maintain skinny, then I was going to have to suck down shakes, suck on lemons, and eat salads. I really, really, really believed this. Because I was always an all or nothing girl prior to 7 years ago. I never was balanced. I was no sugar, no carbs for 3 days. And then I went and ate it all, right? So I was all or nothing all the time. This was the first time I actually did anything with balance. And I have maintained a size 2 for 7 years, eating cheeseburgers and pizza and carbs and cookies. And just a couple weeks ago, I was at the Ritz-Carlton where I stayed for a weekend by myself, and I had access to the concierge lounge. Well, I had, toast with peanut butter and jam on it in the mornings and chocolate croissants and dessert, and they have cookies in there, and I ate all that stuff for the weekend. But when I got back that Monday, it was game time. I didn't eat it all the time, but for that whole weekend, I did eat it. And so it's not about not eating sugar. It's not about not eating bacon. It's not about not eating pizza or a bacon double cheeseburger with onion rings on the side. Oh, so good, onion rings. It's about not doing it all the time. And we are what we do most of the time, not what we do some of the time. So it really surprised me that I could still maintain my size while eating some of my favorite foods. I didn't have to give them up. I could stay my size, have those foods too, as long as it was in balance. Balance. All right. Number 4, that people would not everybody would be happy for me. This one really surprised me. I, as a woman who was morbidly obese, busting out of a size 22, topping the scale at 288 pounds, I really believed that when I started losing weight, everybody would be happy. So imagine my surprise when they weren't. Imagine my surprise when I got to 211 pounds and the first person, I had somebody say to me, I needed to stop because I was getting too skinny. It really shocked me that more people weren't on Carmen, the healthy Carmen bandwagon than on, trying to give me advice or opinions or suggestions on when I should stop losing weight. Okay. And that really surprised me because I was a mom and I had done the research at that point in time. I knew that weight was the biggest contributing factor to almost every disease known to man. I also knew that losing weight was the number one thing I could do to increase my odds of living longer, of being healthier, of having less health issues. And so I thought when I was doing the one thing that would increase my odds to be around for my kids longer, that everyone would be like, yeah. And when that didn't happen, I really struggled with that for a hot second. Like I really struggled with what in the world? And I went through, some emotions and anger and like not understanding and wanting to punch some people and all those things to finally just realizing that, you know what? People are people. And we live in a world where over 70% of the world struggles with their weight. And so when people are discouraging me, it's really less about me and more about me losing weight, pressing on their insecurities than anything else. And I could do a whole call just on this one topic, but I had to realize that I was doing this for me and not them. Me and not them. And so at the end of the day, as long as I knew what I was doing was beneficial for me and my husband and I were in agreement, it was beneficial for my kids to have a healthy mother, then I couldn't really put a lot of stock into what everybody else thought. But it really did surprise me that everybody didn't pop out of the woodworks with their pom-poms going, woo! All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so number 5. That one bad decision doesn't mean you failed. One bad decision doesn't mean you're a failure. That it is that you are human. You and I are human, and we're not perfect. There's only one perfect person that ever walked this earth, and we are not him. And that we're going to make mistakes and we're going to screw up. But when we do, because we're guaranteed to mess up, to first and foremost learn from it. But it's not about if you mess up, it's about when. And how fast can you recover when you mess up? How fast can you get up after you've fallen down? How fast can you brush yourself off when you've fallen down? How fast can you get up? Not, I fell. No, you're going to fall. You're going to mess up. That's guaranteed. But get back up. Get going again. If you're at work today and you're in the break room and you had a bite of cookie, it's okay. Take a bite and throw the rest away. Don't eat 5 more because you ate 1. Because you licked the peanut butter off of the knife without even thinking about it. That doesn't mean you go eat half the jar and the cookies and the ice cream and then you start over the next day. No, it means you start over right now. It's about recovering quickly, not about being perfect. All right, next. It's not as hard as I thought it was going to be. I really had built up this weight loss thing to be my Mount Everest. In my mind, going from where I was to where I wanted to be was like Mount Everest. I was down here, and where I wanted to go was all the way up here on the peak of the mountain, and I couldn't even see the peak because it was in the snowy clouds. You know how the mountain goes up, and then the clouds, you can't see the top? That's how high my mountain was to me. That's how high it was when I said I was going to go from 288 pounds down to 130. It was like this mountain, and I was like, man, I really want to climb it, but I don't know if I can. And part of that was I wasn't somebody who was small and then gained weight. I wasn't somebody who had this recollection of being small and then I had kids and whatever. I never had a recollection of being small. So it was trying to do something I had not ever even done. I had no memory of. I had no muscle memory. I had no I was there once, I can do it again. It was all faith. That was it. And when I actually started doing it, and I started doing the actions, and I put my head down and started doing the work. Sure, when I was in the work, yeah, it seemed like the scale hated me. It seemed like it moved slow as molasses. It seemed like it was taking forever. All those things. But all of a sudden, in a blink of an eye, I was like, wow. Guys, think about this. In 1 year, I completely transformed my life. Nothing in my life looked the same a year after I started. I went from a size 22 down to a size 2 in 13 months, which is 1 month more than a year. 13 months. And it was never as hard as I thought it was going to be. ever. It was never as hard as I thought it was going to be. It was much easier than I had made it out to be in my head. I psyched myself out for all those years for nothing. Nothing. So it was never as hard as I thought it was going to be. That how I lost the weight matters. That surprised me because I was one of those people that used to do the detoxes, the cleanses, the fad diets, all those things. And if the way you lose the weight isn't sustainable and maintainable, you'll gain it back. If the way you lose it, if whatever you do to lose it, you're not prepared to do to maintain it, then you'll go right back to where you came from. You won't maintain it, you'll gain it all back. And so how you lose the weight matters. This is why people say, Carmen, do you like keto? No, I don't like keto. Carmen, do you like starving yourself? No, I don't like starving myself. Carmen, do you like this fad or this detox or this cleanse? No, I am a fan of balance. I'm a fan of putting in the work and learning the skill to not only lose the weight, but maintain it. That way you can step off the weight loss roller coaster and you can actually we can actually maintain the weight we've lost. That I'm not big boned. I really, again, believed that I was big boned. I heard so many people tell me over the years, Carmen, you look at your mom, she's overweight. You're big boned. Like even if you lost the weight, you would never be one of those small people anyway. And I heard this so much that I really just started to rehearse it inside of my own head. I started to tell myself that, and I started to believe it. I thought I was big boned. I mean, what does that really even mean? And so imagine my surprise when I lost the weight and got all the way down to a size 2, and I was like, wait, what? Like, I remember the first time someone called me tiny. I was like, who are you talking to? Like, who? Me? Tiny? What? Because I was still identifying with the big bone person. And when I got down there, it was like, wow, all that time I spent, all the time I wasted believing something that wasn't even true. Because the only thing that's big on any of us is our fluff. Sure, some of us have longer arms, longer legs, longer torso, but underneath your skin and underneath my skin, we both have bones. No one has plus size bones. No one has fluffy bones. We have bones. And if there's extra fluff on them, it's not the bones. It's the extra fluff. Now, sure, I have a wider rib cage. I have wider shoulders. I have little bitty tiny hips. So but at the end of the day, even when I'm not big boned. Are you hearing me? So that was a total trip. Okay, what did I actually? Skinny does actually taste better than chocolate cake. Let me just go here because I heard this so many times and I've said this. Like I would hear people be like, oh, skinny, it just tastes so much better. I'm sorry, skinny tastes so much better than pizza. When you're small, it's so much better than any food. And I would literally, when those people would say that, I'd be like, what an idiot. Like you're clearly not eating the right foods. Like I would rather be fluffy and eat good food than be skinny and suck on lemons. Because again, I thought skinny people ate salad, drank shakes, and sucked on lemons, okay? But no, it's not true. Because listen, it's not just being fluffy. Who are we kidding? It's all the side effects that come along with it. Not feeling comfortable and confident in our own skin, having health issues, covering up, dreading flying because are we going to fit and who are we going to sit next to? Not going to a fair because we don't fit on roller coasters, lying about what we ate, secret eating, not wanting to get naked in front of our spouse, having sex with the lights out. Like I can go on and on and on and on about the side effects that come with being overweight. So it's not just how good does a chocolate cake feel? How good does a chocolate cake taste? It's not just how good do I look in my bikini. It's the life I got to live as a morbidly obese person and the life I get to live as a healthy size 2 person. It's 2 different lives. It's 2 completely different lives. I have a different marriage. I'm a different mom. I'm less stressed. I have more freedom. I don't live in bondage. I don't live in fear. I don't live in secrecy. I'm not lying about simple, stupid things like what I'm eating. It's not even a comparison. So it's not even the fact that skinny feels better than fluffy tastes. It's bigger than that. The fit life, the healthy life, the skinny life, whatever life you want to call it, is so much more freeing and rewarding and fulfilling than any of that crap I can put in my mouth. Than any of that food that's going to taste good for like 2 seconds and then tomorrow be crap in the toilet. It's about really comparing both lives. And as somebody who's lived both and would never go back to this one. So there's that one. All right, did I get them all? My taste buds would change. I could actually love fitness. Skinny people eat cheeseburgers. People try to sabotage you or don't support you. Skinny tastes better than chocolate cake. One bad day doesn't mean you failed. I'm not big boned. It's not as hard as I thought it was going to be. How I lost weight matters. And the last one, I think I missed one. I did. Is that skinny costs less. Okay. Skinny clothes. Let's just talk about skinny clothes. Okay. So skinny clothes, when I used to always go traveling places at a size 22, we would be going places and I would be like having 2 suitcases. And then I would see some broad roll up with her suitcase and she'd be like, I got everything in my one suitcase and da 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 da. And then I'd see her on vacation with all these outfit changes. I'm like, what did she do? Vacuum pack her stuff? And here I'm having to roll up in 2 suitcases to get all my cute stuff to Bora Bora or Tahiti or to Puerto Rico or wherever the heck we were going. But when I started, like after I lost weight and I started packing for trips, so imagine I'm packing size 2 clothes, small clothes versus double XL, 2XL, and size 22s. My clothes are like a quarter of the size, which means I can pack 4 times more in the same suitcase to have the same amount of outfits. I mean, shoes are shoes. Unfortunately, my feet didn't shrink. Actually, I'm glad my feet didn't shrink. I would have cried my head off if they did. I have so many shoes. That would have been like a bad day. But my point is, I can get 4 times as many clothes in one suitcase as I used to be able to. I find stuff on clearance all the time. It's typically the larges and the extra larges that go first. The smalls, they're always there. The size 2s, the size 4s, the size 6 pants, they're always there. It's the 10, 12, 14, 16, the large, the extra large. That's always what goes first. It's always the smaller sizes that are typically left. So you can get better deals on it. And you're going to be able to pack more for traveling. And let's not even talk about the health issues that you have gaining weight. And I don't want to end this on a heavy note, but carrying extra weight is the single biggest contributing factor to any health issue. And the number one thing you can do to reduce your issue of having health issues or having health issues is losing weight. And so it's going to save you money in the long run. But let's just forget about that for a second and talk about vacation and how you can get 4 times as many clothes in the same suitcase. Honestly, I never thought about this until I lost the weight. Like nobody ever said, Carmen, your clothes are 4 times bigger. That's why you need 2 suitcases. And that skinny chick needs 1 because your clothes are 4 times as big. They weigh 4 times as much. I remember having that realization of packing my stuff and I was like, why can I fit so much in here? This is crazy. I got all my stuff packed, added extra, and I still had room. And I was like, it's because my clothes are so small. So anyway, those are my top 10 things about losing weight that were shocking to me. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure to smash that like button. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell. I would love to have you join our growing community here on YouTube. I am one of my most favorite things to do is help people cross over from stress, failure, striving, worry into success. Whether it's success in weight loss, success with time management, success with paying off your debt, success in growing your business, whatever that is, it is my most favorite hobby besides being a wife and a mom, is helping people cross over from stress, striving, and failure into success. So thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you on the next one.